Welcome back everyone to part 2 of the Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons Let's Play. In this part we're getting into the first dungeon of the game. No story elements right now, just pure link gacha. But before that, I forgot to do something back in Holland Village. Don't worry, it's gonna be taking me a minute. We just come here to the Mayor's home. We're gonna pick up 2 gacha seeds. One that the mayor gives you for free, and the other for breaking that wall. For destroying property, you get another seed. They are normally worth 100 rupees, so it's always worth it to get them, especially when you're doing a 100% run. So let's go. We got this from the mayor. We're gonna talk with him again. Some kind of mayor he is. He doesn't do anything for his town. But anything, why am I putting the shoe? I don't know. I like how Link runs with his sword and with his shoes on. It's a nice little detail that you can see his shield when he's not using it. It would be cool if they made something like that without his items, or most of them, like the sword or something. He could like carry it around, that you can see it when you're not using it. But it's not a big, it's a small little detail I would like to see. Maybe if they ever revisit this kind of Zelda game, like 8-bit or I don't know. I know it's very likely they will ever go back knowing Nintendo and to their 2.5D or 3D or whatever they wanna call it. They refuse to go back to the. But anyways, here's the first dungeon of the game, the real temple. We're gonna get an item here, we're gonna get a map, a compass, and at the end, an essence of season, which is basically like a medallion on a kind of time or whatever. Gnarled Roots. This temple here, this dungeon here is actually a tribute to the first Zelda game, because the first temple of the first Legend of Zelda game is also inside of 3, which is also the first dungeon in Ocarina of Time. I don't really care about those kind of tributes, but the dungeon itself is pretty straightforward. Most of the rooms you have to kill just the enemies to progress, push up like R2, use the keys to open doors. Since this is the first dungeon, there's nothing really special about it. Later, if you don't get the bombs before this dungeon, you actually get a chest with 10. So I didn't really have to get them early, but I wanted to anyways. I'm killing the enemies so fast that I'm forgetting to talk about them. The only one I think is worth mentioning is the Diglett-like enemy that I will gonna say later in the game. Anyways, these are traps. If you walk into the water middle, they're gonna try to cut you like that. There are different kinds of traps: blue, red, green, and the difference is their speed. You may say that, well, they only do half your heart, so half heart of damage per hit, but in some parts there are places in a way that they can actually hit you more than once if you're not careful. So I say always be careful with the enemies in this game, because your invincibility frames, you don't have any actually. What happens is that you get knocked back every time you get hit. Okay, I like maybe half second of invincibility frames, just so you don't get destroyed by something that is moving. But yeah, that will be all. So the enemies can actually, when there's a lot of enemies or hazards in a flame play, then they can actually kill you very fast. It's not really annoying, it's just I say that makes the game harder, because this game is actually not too hard. It's actually a little hard sometimes, in the sense that you can die very easily if you, like I said, if you're not careful. The enemy can do a lot of damage, and I like that. because it's not cheap in any way. If you're, it punishes you for not being careful, for being reckless. And believe me, I'm gonna be very reckless in this let's play because I trying to get things as fast as possible. So I will die quite a lot. But anyways, that little sound, there's actually something I really like since Link's Awakening that I wish the newer Zelda games would add instead of that annoying partner fee or Navi or whatever, is that you get a small ring, a small tone in a room where there's a secret, like a key or something, like when you hear that in a room, it means there's something there that you can get, and I like that. There's one or two rooms per dungeon that there's the little beeping sound doesn't appear because it's like a wow or something. That's something different than a key. And they make sure that you have to think things through. You have to explore the dungeon. In the later dungeons, you're actually gonna get lost probably once or twice, trying to figure out which way to go. Especially, well, it's not in this case. And in Oracle stages, it's a lot. The puzzles in the temples dungeons are a lot harder. It's a lot more puzzle heavier than seasons. That's something I like about the difference between the two games. They have some same items, they have some same concepts, and the first dungeon are very similar in both. But after a while they start changing their structure. The world over world gimmick for both games are very different. For starters, one is controlling time, the other is controlling the seasons. And it plays very differently. But also in the dungeons, the Oracle seasons, it's mostly the main problem will be the enemies. It's gonna be a lot more combat focus with better bosses and more fights to progress. Oracles of Ages is a structure that most of the dungeons will be very puzzle heavy, but when we arrive to that game, I'm gonna go a little further into that. But well, nothing I should say. We are actually gonna get the satchel now, an item since Link's Awakening, and it has 20 ember sets. This item lets you throw seeds around with special properties. Right now we only have the ember seeds. We're gonna be able to get other kind of seeds later. What this does is that they burn the ground or whatever you throw the seeds on. It lets you lit torches, burn enemies, and that's it. Yeah, I don't really use them that much, except for a few puzzles here and there. It's really fun to watch some of the enemies burn, though. If you wanna see everyone burn, use the seeds on them. It's fun. It's your pyromaniac item, you just say. Well, if I ever do that, I'd rather use another item for that. We'll see later. Anyway, we got this tempo item, and while walking towards the entrance, I forgot that there was a war point here. Every time you beat a mini boss in a game, in a dungeon, it gives you a war zone, just a ward, let's call it, that sends you to or else the beginning or almost the beginning of the temple. Whatever there's a intersection of paths. So in order to progress to the temple, I needed to go back since the rooms were before the minecart. So the ward was very useful here. Use it the first time to save some time, like 2-3 minutes. At 1 or 2 minutes of time. And we got the passkey now. Necklace lair. How do you pronounce that? I don't know. Anyways, these dolls, if you can count them that, they just move around and do nothing. But well, if you get touched, you get dirt. But later variation of those enemies will actually jump around and throw bombs at you. And those are very annoying. Oh, I just noticed that they are supposed to be skeletons. Oh my god, I didn't know that. These are skeletons. Those things I just kill. They look like those to me. Whoa. What happens when you're watching the game but instead of playing it? Anyway, that's a ring there. Be sure to get it. On my first playthrough I never used rings, but since I'm gonna get more outer rings in this playthrough, I'm gonna use them as they come, as you would say. Anyways, those hands that come from the ground are called ball monsters. Don't let them grab you, they send you back to the beginning of the temple. And here's our first boss of the game. A dragon. Die, dragon. Unicorn. Thingy. Die. Oh. And it's dead. Yeah. Pretty pathetic first boss, if you ask me. But like all bosses, just be careful. Don't get cocky and attack like crazy the core. Simple boss, but very fun to beat. If I would say so myself. Anyways, we got the essence of soul, our first essence of nature. I never bother to read what they do because they don't do anything to it. It's just a description. So Dungeon 1 is clear. And here's the maku tree, Scalinus. What is he going to tell us? Well, it's me, it's maku tree. Some of the furthest soul has come to me too. I really feel stronger, but I still will do nothing. Nothing. And he told us that he can see the temple of seasons still around, that we should try to get there. So that's what we're gonna try to do next part. So for now, this is Lightsaga. See you around.